Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, Friday the 10th, 2024 of May 2024. Sunday is Mother's Day. I want to wish every mother a happy Mother's Day, and I pray blessings, that you receive blessings, that you are blessed in the mighty name of Yahweh. So, hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I have a word from Father God this morning. It's coming out of the word on May 8th. The reason why I'm bringing this particular portion of the word back is because as I had been praying for the last couple of days about this portion, it's a warning, and it's a strong warning. And I think that we really need to be enlightened to focus in on this warning, that we're able to get all of our prayer warriors, our prayer partners, or however you deal with those people that you are an influence over, that we share this particular video, because the warning is very intense in its I think when I read this word initially, I just gave the word to everyone, but this portion of this word is very much needed to hear in depth, and so that is what I want to do today, because it is definitely a warning for some things that would happen in the future, and Father Yah is not trying to allow it to happen. How do we not allow something to happen? We have to intercede. So I want to go, first of all, I want to refresh our mind over this particular area that, and forgive my family because I've been drinking coffee. I'm a little hot. But in this warning, Father God says, let me get to that section where he speaks of this. I got my paper set up. It says, while many people need to be aware of coming dangers, they are not concerned causing for them to fall into the dangers head first. Then he says, I am sounding the alarm around the world for those of my people whom I have called forerunners, to prepare for spiritual war. To prepare for spiritual war, spiritual battle. My forerunners are to prepare for battle over the coming events that will set itself up to attack mankind. Everyone, somewhere, some shape, form, or fashion. These attacks come to destroy the mindset and bring people to see a life over the world's ideas, over this world's ideas that come to separate and divide communities. Ideas that come to separate and divide communities. The enemy desires to separate people by calling out differences of opinions. What you perceive, what you think, how your little group wants to say, oh, this this over here, these people over there. To separate people by calling out differences of opinions. This will cause for a group of people to have a thug mentality. These are groups of people around the world. It's not just in one place. These are groups of people around the world to have a thuggish mentality, to destroy cities and communities. We can think of some areas where we can see how that has happened. Before I get started, let me say this. Let me finish. It says, I have my arm propped up, you guys. I have called for war to defeat the enemy over this type of thinking, that this chaos does not take place. So he's sending out a warning now that we are to intercede and pray to keep these things from happening, to keep these things from being the chaos and the destruction that these groups of people will cause. Now we have so many pictures to see what a thuggish mentality looks like. We see how the rioting behind George Floyd, the rioting behind what was the guy's name in L.A. in the streets in the 80s or the 90s. We see how that rioting tore up cities. We see how Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, my hometown, where they went through and leveled a whole black community. We saw how rioting, or this thuggish mentality, because all of it is thuggish, how they went to the state capitol and stormed it, tearing everything up, taking innocent lives, and beating down innocent people. Every part of a riot or a thuggish type thing, when we think of thugs, people want to think of it being a young black person. That's just a person that don't have good sense. What make it thuggish is the behavior. The behavior of acting out in such a way to destroy other people, property, places, and things. That's a thug. And so Father God is talking about these groups of people will have a thuggish mentality. Doesn't have a race, doesn't have a color. It's a mindset. So let's move on. The enemy's attacks come to destroy the mindset, bringing people to believe a lie over ideas. Now whoever these groups of people are, have perceived a thing. Let's talk about perception. First and foremost, perception comes as something that you have perceived. I'm going to give you an example. I have neighbors, and this is just an example. I have neighbors, and I don't know what's going on behind the walls of that house, but I have perceived all of these different types of people coming in and out. So I have the perception that they're drug dealers, that they're doing something illegal. Now, then I come to have a creative ideal, which makes it a perspective. My perspective is that they're drug dealers and they're doing illegal things. My perception is what I see, the many people going in and out and all of this. But the perspective is that I have perceived that they're doing something behind closed doors, that are illegal. Perspective. This is what I believe these people are thinking. I am here, you are there. This is who I am. This is who my people are. The lies involved around environment conditioning, environment, like that house, conditioning my mindset, and differences. So I'm looking at this like it's me, mine, and mines. And I'm looking at them and saying, well, in contrast to they, them, and theirs. And so I have now created a separation. Me, mine, and mines, and they, them, and theirs. So I have created this, creating a natural opposition. The lies alter our beliefs and ideologies. Confusion and contradictory comes as we accept these ideas. As we accept these ideas about changes for survival or a greater threat of some type. And so we have come to our mind to think that there's a threat. Me, mine, and me, myself, and mine are being threatened against them, they, them, and theirs. And so now I have perceived something against my whole box, or my whole home, or my whole whatever this is, lifestyle, my whole focus in life. Now it's threatened. So these groups consider there are They considering over a perspective to be right, not accepting other ways of people being right. So they have made what they're thinking to be totally right. I have made what I'm thinking about my neighbors being drug dealers to be right. And actually the idea of me thinking that way is really a lie, because my neighbors got a whole lot of family, and they come over all the time because these people create, they cook, they move around, they sell things. And so, but I have perceived that these people are drug dealers, they doing illegal things. And now I feel threatened because they live next door to me. But my perception is totally wrong, and my ideas about them is a lie. So this is a type of people that Father God's saying that these groups are starting out of. This is the type of people that he's saying around the world, this mentality, these people with the idea of me, mine, me, myself, and mine is threatened by those people, them, and theirs. I'm trying to tread lightly because I don't want to say the wrong things and send out something where I'm trying to point fingers, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to relay a thought process of people, of groups of people around the world that will set themselves up to have the ideas of corruption, the ideas that there's people that's going to take everything they have, attack them in some type of way, govern them, where they're going to lose everything, lose their position, lose their power, lose their stature in life, that all of these things is threatened and it's going to be taken away from them. This is the idea, this is the perception, what they have perceived, which is a lie. And so Father God is asking us to pray against these people's ideology, to pray against it, to release God Angel Armies out and cover these particular groups, that they do not manifest the chaos in the earth that they're trying to do because of what they have perceived and their perception of lies, because it's not actually happening. I'm going to give a little deeper. Here in America, there's many people that have the belief about their, and these are Europeans, that they're being overtaken in America, that they would be the least, they would become the minority. And in their minds, they're thinking that it's fight or flight. Many of them are setting up in their minds to try to start more a civil war. Now, this is the same type of mindset that I'm talking about, that Father God is warning us to pray against. And these are groups or pockets of people around the world. I'm not saying that it's the same mindset of those here in America. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that the mindset of these that have these crazy ideas are pockets or groups of people around the world. And what they're wanting to do is to act out in the thuggish mentality, to do things like they did in Tulsa Race Riot, where they cleared out blocks and blocks of all black businesses and ways of life, how they cleared out communities. We see that with rioting, George Floyd rioting, and how they were tearing up cities. We see that with the thuggish mentality that they had at the state capitol when they stormed it and did the horrific things that happened there. So these are all pictures of what we could see, what that destruction looks like. These people that Father God is speaking of are thinking and planning and perceiving that they are threatened in some type of way. And the threats are lies. They're lies that has been planted in their hearts and mind by the enemy. The principalities, rulers of this present darkness, have planted lies and ideas in their mind. They have perceived something, perception, and their perspective is wrong. We're needing to pray and to pray, intercede that these groups of people around the world does not set out to do the destruction that the enemy has planted in their minds. This is a warning. It is a war cry for warriors to step up in prayer and intercession. That Father God says, if one will put 10,000 God Angel Armies of flight, two will put one will put 1,000, two will put 10,000 God Angel Armies of flight. How many more? Excuse this glare over here because I'm up against the wall in my room. How many more angels can we send out as we begin to pray over these groups around the world, that they will not take root to cause the destructive behavior that they want to do? How many of us can send out God Angel Armies in flight to prepare for war, that we head this thing off, that it does not happen? This is a video that I really want many of you to share with everyone. This is a word that needs to get out. This is an area that we honestly need to pray about. I'm going to attach the other full word to this that he gave on the 8th to this particular video, that we're able to go back and listen to that particular video and also this one. But please like, share, and subscribe. Share this video. It's very vital that we come together and pray to keep these things from happening. Have a blessed Friday. Until we meet again.